Good Thursday morning. I'm WBTV First Alert meteorologist Eric Garlick alongside Chief Meteorologist Al Conklin.
Good morning.
Really starting to see things change around here in terms of our rain, and the tropics really starting to become active as well.
The tropics getting very active. We have our first potential hurricane of the season on the way here. It'll likely be a hurricane in the next day or so, and then it is forecast to become a major hurricane. So yeah, there's been after being very quiet for a while, now we're starting to see things change, Erin.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the hurricane outlook, and we've got updated numbers from NOAA and Colorado State University, and this is going to just help paint a little bit better picture of what we're going to be dealing with as we go through the next couple of days. We are going to be dealing with things becoming a little bit more active as we head through the next month or so. So bear with me just a second when we try to get this updated. I just checked that and it was working.
Oopsie. We'll get there. Technical issues. But what we're going to focus on while Eric's doing that is that these are updated forecasts. You know, these seasonal forecasts, a lot of times, the case like with Colorado State, they start issuing these forecasts in the spring. But then as you get into the heart of the season, which we're now quickly approaching, the forecasters have a tendency to want to update those forecasts based on what they're seeing, here and now, and then taking it out through the remainder of the season. So we're going to start here with the NOAA update, which came out not too long ago. And the numbers are still elevated, but if anything, the numbers have come down just a little bit in totality. But again, they're still above average.
Yeah, and this is going to be something that we are going to have to watch, right? 13 to 18 named storms. The average is 14. Average number of hurricanes is 7. So let's take a look at Colorado State's update as well. So they had 17. They've backed it down to 16. Again, that average is 14. They were pretty good with the forecast last year, with forecasting 12 hurricanes and actually having 11. And then major hurricanes, they forecasted 6. And we actually had 5. So
keep in mind on these graphics here, again, those are the averages. You know,
Yep.
The averages are 14 named storms a year, 7 hurricanes, about 3 major hurricanes. Doesn't talk about landfalling hurricanes, just talks about where, how many, what is the overall number in the entire Atlantic basin. As we saw with some of these, such as, what was it, the last one we just had, I can't remember now. Dexter. Totally out to sea, so never involved any part of land anywhere, but that does add to the total. So again, this isn't anything to do with landfalling, and as we've always cautioned, if you get one hurricane and it happens to come to your neighborhood, it's a busy year. We certainly know that from what we saw last year, in our area.
Yeah, and of course we have some activity developing in the in the Atlantic right now. So let's take a look at that tropical update. We are dealing with Tropical Storm Erin right now. That has sustained winds at 50 miles an hour. No change from the 11 p.m. update, but a change from where we were yesterday morning. Slow increase in wind speeds. Pressure not changing a whole lot either. I think it was 104 yesterday morning. It's down to 102 now, or 1,002 now. So
just incrementally, this is intensifying very, very slowly, and that's probably the course that it's going to be on during the day today, where we'll have essentially a westward track at 15, 18 miles per hour, and you'll see this get over increasingly warmer water, and as a result, we anticipate that this will intensify somewhat. And as I say, by the weekend, it's forecast, Eric, to be a major hurricane.
Yeah, and here's a look at that wind speed. Really started measuring it, tropical depression speed, as we went through last Friday, the 8th, and then it's just slowly and steadily increased since then. So here's where Tropical Storm Erin is right now, out into the Atlantic, still well off the Antilles, and that's going to eventually approach the Antilles as we head through Friday, but also strengthening into a hurricane as we head through tomorrow morning, really into the afternoon and evening. We'll see it stay a Category 1, and then eventually strengthening into a Cat 2, and then eventually a Cat 3 as we head into the weekend, and likely stay at Category 3 or higher. But notice that big right-hand turn, Al. This is kind of what we've been watching the last couple of days with model data and stuff like that. So there's kind of the look at what this is going to do. And if you look at the different shading here, where it is right now, still looking at 8 to 10 days for direct impact based on climatology of where storms form and how long it takes to impact the U.S.
If it were going to,
yes.
Right. Now, indirectly, though, there can be impacts. There's no part of us that believes that this is going to have a direct hit on the United States based on the model data we're seeing now, and the Hurricane Center's forecast keeps this offshore between North Carolina and Bermuda. However, these things have a tendency to sort of emanate out large swells way in advance and even way after when they go by you. So there will be a rip current risk that will start this weekend in Florida, and that will work itself up through the Carolina beaches and all the way up towards the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast early next week. So there will be impacts. It's just maybe subtle. The sun may be out, and you may say, it's great to be at the beach, maybe places like Hilton Head or the Outer Banks or, Miami Beach. But keep in mind, there is danger in the water when you get these things because of those large swells. A lot of energy gets released, and that's not all in rain and wind. Sometimes it's in these currents that get going.
Yeah, so we'll be watching it closely, but model data is still trending east of the U.S., and of course we'll watch it as we enter end of August and beginning of September. Really start to see the number of named storms go up, about 34% of them happening in the month of September, 17% happening in October. And here's a look at the climatology, where we are today and where we're going. You can see that red really starting to ramp up the second half of August into the first half of September. And of course, September 10th is the peak day of hurricane season. So not too surprised to see something in the Atlantic right now.
Yeah, and you see at the very bottom of that where it says sort of September 1 there, October 1, that real dark red, that's where your major hurricanes are. They're typically going to be the last week or so in August through the month of September, and that really tails off after the first week of October. So in the next, 6-7 weeks, if we're going to get major hurricanes, that's going to be the time that they generally are going to form. And this one is in fact forecast to be a major hurricane. And it's possible that it could even become a Category 4 if it runs into less resistance from wind and over very warm water. We also have a little disturbance in the Gulf right now. This doesn't look like it's going to amount to very much, but it will bring heavy rain to South Texas, so out towards South Padre, Brownsville area, Harlingen, and then into Mexico as well. Whether it develops or not, which is a pretty low chance it'll develop, but there is rain down there now, and that's going to be impactful for those folks.
Yep, so we'll keep an eye on it. We'll continue to bring you the first alerts to any of these changing conditions all hurricane season long. Thanks for joining us.
Have a good day.